What's going on, fans? It's Kenneth, SBM Boxing. For request, subscribe. Let's speak boxing. What are we going to speak about? We're going to speak about one-time Keith Thurman taking on Showtime Shawn Porter. That fight's going to take place on March 12th in Connecticut. I really don't recall the name of the casino whatsoever, but you best believe SBM Boxing, we're going to cover it post-fight, pre-fight at George's Boxing Genius house. We're just going to start picking up the videos, start picking up the coverage, and start giving our feedbacks in live, pre-fight, post-fight, and predictions. You know, we talk boxing itself. But stylistically, there's going to be a hell of a showdown. I think there's going to be like a Canelo Cotto. And from a boxing fan's perspective, I like it, man. Styles make fights. You know as well as I know, styles make fights. And typical styles make good matchups. And the matchmakers did a hell of a job. Both fighters come in young, hungry, and aggressive. You just don't know until the night of the fight who's going to win this fight. It's actually going to be a toss-up. You can make predictions, but this is going to be really close, like the Canelo Cotto fight. It's going to be really close. But as far as Showtime Shawn Porter itself, he's 26-1. So is Keith Thurman's O going to go? Who knows? He's 28 years old. He's the former IBF welterweight title holder. On top of my head, he did take on, as far as his resume, it looks okay. Could be a little bit better, but he is young. You know, he could have a little bit more impressive resume underneath his belt, but he did what he had to do. He took on Julio Diaz, came out unanimous decision, Julio Diaz. On top of my head, when he took on Devin Alexander, he looked really, really good and won the IBF title off Devin Alexander. Devin just couldn't get off that whole entire fight. He made Devin look like an amateur. You know, he was just pressing him in his face, just smothering him, and Devin just couldn't adjust to it whatsoever. United decision loss, knocked out Paulie Malignaggi, the Magic Man, knocked out Adrien the Problem Broner. Well, actually, no, he didn't knock out Adrien the Problem Broner. Adrien the Problem Broner knocked him down in the last round, but he was able to come out victorious in that decision. You know, Adrien just got outboxed, outclassed. You know, he was able to smother Adrien. Well, actually was able to outbox Adrien, but Adrien just wasn't getting punches. You know, he wasn't getting his punches off. You know, but he was able to capitalize in the last round, knocking him down. But, you know, it just wasn't good enough. And Showtime was still able to come out with the unanimous decision victory. Now, he did lose his only loss against Kell Brook. Now, that fight right there was a good fight. 1 or 2 round difference. If, you know, the judges would have gave Porter like 2 rounds, or Porter would have picked it up a little bit and capitalized a little bit more, at least 2 rounds, that fight would have went to Porter. You know, it was a very, very close fight. But stylistically, Kell Brook, he was just calm, cool, and collective, man. That guy knows how to box. You know, Adrien Broner knows how to box as well, but is not to the caliber of Kell Brook. You know, Kell Brook, he has power, he has pop, and he's also quick, a little versatile. So he was able to adapt and to his style. You know, Shawn Porter was trying to smother him. Kell Brook did a hell of a job as far as controlling the ring, and still was able to box his match. You know, so I think Kell Brook definitely controlled the fight. I know Shawn Porter had a couple highlights and came out victorious in a couple rounds, but like I said, that was a close fight. I would have loved to see that fight again, but it is what it is. But Keith Thurman, now Keith Thurman is the one time is the champ. He's the WBA champ. He's 26-0, 22 KOs. Now he does have 1 year of youth, so he's 27 years old. I think he's a half inch or 1 inch taller with a 1 inch reach difference. Now, Keith Thurman's resume is a little bit more better, you know, a little bit more complete with legitimate opponents. You know, I would give Keith Thurman the the one up on the resume. Why? It's just because, you know, besides the Kell Brook fight, Adrien Broner, you know, you don't get any props for Adrien Broner on that one, even though Adrien Broner is a good fighter. But Adrien Broner at 140, that's a different story. But at welterweight, you know, Adrien just hasn't proved himself. You know, he's just less of a fighter at welterweight. He doesn't carry the power, he doesn't carry the speed, and he just doesn't dominate at welterweight. But as far as Keith Thurman's concerned, Luis Callaso, he looked a little sluggish there. You know, Callaso was able to capitalize, get a body shot, and it looked like definitely Keith Thurman was hurt there. So that's what I'm saying. Shawn Porter would definitely capitalize on the body, and Shawn Porter definitely has the endurance, the youth, and the power to go all 12 rounds smothering Keith Thurman. So stylistically, like I said, that's going to be a hell of a fight. Robert Ghost Guerrero came out victorious there. Leonard Bandul, Julio Diaz came out victorious there. Soto Carras, Diego Chavez, Carlos Quintina. Well, the list goes on and on and on and on. But I would say the last 5 fights, there's a lot. You know, there's a lot in store for both fighters. You know, big fight on the line. Keith Thurman is the champ. Hopefully, the winner of this fight takes on Danny Swift Garcia. You know, Keith Thurman definitely wants to take on Danny Swift Garcia. That'll be a hell of a fight. That'll be a hell of a showdown. So hopefully he can come out victorious in this fight. As far as my prediction on this, it really comes down to the training camp. So I really don't want to give a prediction until I look a little bit more in to the training camp situation. But as far as stylistically, I'm just gonna, Shawn Porter has what it takes to capitalize and come out victorious in his fight. So you can never count Shawn Porter out. Keith Thurman, Adrien the Problem Broner was able to quickly counter, capitalize, and drop him. And Keith Thurman's name's one time for one reason. He carries the power, and he's definitely showed that he was a little bit more versatile, and he knows how to box, and he knows how to utilize the jab. He does have the height and reach advantage, and he does know how to box. So just, my pre-fight prediction, I know it's a little bit premature and stuff like that, but I would have to give this fight United decision to Keith Thurman. But like I said, we'll go ahead and take it from there. I'll go ahead and cover the weigh-in and then give my final prediction. But anyways, guys, this is Kenneth, SBM Boxing. For subscribe. I got to get my ass to work. Have a good one.